Be me. Nashville 2017. If you know anything about the city, you'll know that it was around this time it started getting big. What's important to note is that before this, the city was a near-perfect blend of rural and urban, not everywhere, but a lot of places. I lived in a suburb where driving 15 minutes in opposite directions would take you either downtown, or into natural reserve territory. It was in this suburb I had my first legitimate spiritual encounter, and I will die on the hill that I didn't imagine any of it. Be brother, find free 90s style TV. Beaten up but pleasant aesthetic, mom doesn't want it in the house, hide it in the backyard until coming to decision on what to do with it. Backyard nothing but thick copses of trees and nature. Remember, depending on where you live there's a perfect blend of city and nature. It wasn't uncommon for some neighborhoods to be divided by thick patches of legitimate forest. Eventually come to the decision to hide it in forest. Secrete forest hideout. Secrecy, wait until nightfall to move it cause Hoa is trash. Nightfall, join brother to hide it in forest. Halfway through backyard when, something's wrong. Feel something's wrong. Brother watch out talking about drugs. Seriously, be quiet. Everything is silent on a humid summer's night. No bugs, no wind, no people, no crickets. Something is seriously out of place. Distinctly feel like we're being watched. But there are no neighbors out at 11 p.m. Feel multiple pairs of eyes. Start looking around. Nothing around. Brother starts talking again and tell him to be quiet. Do you feel that? We're being watched. No, we're not. Keep looking around because something is watching us. Multiple somethings. Feel chills up my spine and goosebumps. Few seconds later, the most stereotypical fog rolls in, wide, covers vision, but not thick enough to not see through. Something is seriously not right. Start panicking cause I can't find the source. As quickly as it came in, fog disappeared. Couldn't have been more than a minute. When it disappears, revealed the location of the staring. I distinctly remember it and my description hasn't changed in the years since this took place. To one side of our house, next to a tree lining, was what I could only describe as an inky group of malevolent entities. I remember staring at that patch of darkness and seeing this group's eyes piercing through my brother and I. Their stares felt oily, inky, and dark. That is the most apt description I can give of how it felt being stared at by them. Almost as important was that I could tell they were malevolent. I could tell they meant to cause harm to my brother and I. What they were going to do, and when, I had no idea, but I know for a fact they meant us harm. Stare at the entities. Brother is mildly freaking out cause he can't sense them and I'm acting borderline schizo. Why haven't they hurt us? As soon as the thought enters my mind, another group above the tree lining reveals themselves, at least 3 times bigger than malevolent spirits. Saw the group as they kept the entities at bay, guarding my brother and I from their harm. 2 groups, standing there menacingly. This is a spiritual Cold War. Who's going to give first after that incident? I remember looking at games like Final Fantasy or any RPGs that have you fighting spirits/gods and laughing. Standing before the 2 groups, I remember as clear as day I had 0 amounts of fear for the simple reason I couldn't comprehend what was in front of me. I knew what I was looking at, but I couldn't comprehend just how otherworldly these things were. I couldn't grasp their immensity, like recognizing infinity, but only as a concept. You don't know how deep infinity really is. Malevolent group staring at us, defending group staring at them, continued for what felt like hours, was most likely 40 to 60 seconds. Malevolent groups vanishes like a wisp, defending group watched them leave, stuck around for another 10 seconds to make sure they were gone, leave, crickets come back, tell brother we'll put the TV in the woods tomorrow. What? No, let's do it now. I'm not tempting that group to come back. We're going back inside. Left TV in the open being raised Baptist. I think those were demons and angels respectively. My brother once asked me what I would have done had he ignored my warnings and kept walking, and I told him I'd have choked him out. It sounds edgy, but that's the only time I've ever said anything like that to him, because it was a legitimate Cold War between them. If we did something stupid, I'm not sure what would have happened aside from a dreadful certainty that our lives would have been in legitimate danger. To this day, what astounds me most was the distinct lack of fear. I really couldn't grasp just how deep those entities were. Maybe others have had similar feelings, maybe different, but that was mine.